Good evening, thinkers. Welcome to Thinking Game Trivia here with me, Quizmaster Jack. We're doing a little Buzzword after dark. It's nighttime here where I'm playing. And this is the time that I could get it in. So we're going to play some Buzzword. Second time, week 8 overall. Second time we're trying this new format where I just play the pop culture ones and put those up. We got a fun stats screen that we introduced last week. We'll be doing that again. But before we can do stats, we have to generate those stats by playing Buzzword.
This song's first verse claims, "It's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. A girl whose eyes make the stars look like they're not shining is addressed in this song, whose chorus opens, 'When I see your face.' For 10 points, the 5-word title of what Bruno Mars song follows, 'Girl, You're Amazing.'"
Okay. Just the way you are? All right. I guess I don't know any of the lyrics to Just the Way You Are other than "Girl, You're Amazing." Oh, "When I See Your Face." I don't know. I know like the cadence of it. Yeah. Well, a recent-ish pop song, but still got it.
In 1930, Paramount canceled this European director's proposed adaptation of the novel An American Tragedy. The climax of The Untouchables references a film by this director in which a baby carriage...
That's the Odessa Steps, which is by Tarkovsky? Eisenstein. Okay, yeah. I know it's the Odessa Steps from Battleship Potemkin. And I put that together, figured it out, and then just didn't know who actually directed. Yeah, Eisenstein was a lot earlier. For the first time in 2026, I'm going to admit, I'm not super strong on movie directors.
This family's eldest son saw his father Edmund die from an allergic reaction to a bee sting. Hyacinth is the youngest of 8 alphabetically named...
They're the Bridgertons. Yeah, Benedict Bridgerton. Yeah. All right. My fiance got me to watch the last season, the most recent season of Bridgerton. So now I know stuff about Bridgerton. 17 points worth. They said Hyacinth. There's a lot of her in that last season. She desperately wants to get into the ton. Not like Eloise, who is reluctant to be romanced. Is that about is that about it for Bridgerton? Yeah, the last one. Sophie and Benedict.
In a parody of When Harry Met Sally, this woman says, "I'll have what she's having in a Hellman's..."
Sydney Sweeney. Yeah. The most boring Super Bowl ads this year. There's just nothing cooking with these Super Bowl ads, including this one that was just, I don't even remember if it was it Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal even doing that? And then it was just about Hellman's mayonnaise. Apparently, my coworker's son was a background extra in that commercial. I think he is sitting next to, or like directly behind. Was it Meg Ryan? I don't even remember. I think it was Meg Ryan. I think they just got Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan back for it. Is very much a, hey, let's pay Sydney Sweeney to show up for a thing. Like pretty much all of them. All of the Super Bowl commercials were just, hey, let's pay a celebrity to show up. Like, what was that? It was a Ritz Crackers with Bowen Yang and John Hamm. It was bad. There's just nothing. That was the only... Luckily, there's one thing I remembered about Super Bowl commercials. And it's that Sydney Sweeney showed up at the end of this Hellman's ad, which I only remember because my coworker was telling me that her son was in it.
In a 2011 revival, this actor sang Brotherhood of Man as Finch in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. He won a Tony in 2024 for playing Charlie in a Stephen Sondheim.
Yeah, it's Radcliffe. Yeah, It was Dan Radcliffe. It was Dan Radcliffe the whole time. I should have just went in. I knew he was in that revival of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. I knew it. And then he won a Tony in Merrily We Roll Along. I think John Groff also won a Tony for that. And now Dan Radcliffe is on The Rise and Fall of Reggie Dinkins, doing the comedy chops on TV.
In this film, the protagonist assumes that a lunatic sniper hates these cans.
Oh. Is that The Jerk? Is it called The Jerk? It is called The Jerk. 219s. Steve Martin. The sniper hates these cans. Was there a John Leguizamo movie also called The Jerk? I'm very sure my mother made me watch The Jerk when I probably wasn't old enough to recognize the comedic brilliance of Steve Martin. Wow, this is a whole toss-up about The Jerk. Isn't that the most famous scene of The Jerk? What else happens in The Jerk? I have no knowledge of what else. Because I conflate it with Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I probably watched those movies very close together in my life and then don't, and kind of conflate them in my head because they're both Steve Martin joints. All right, 219s, Sydney Sweeney knowledge, Jerk knowledge. Let's go.
This noun partly titles a song mentioning Hearts on Fire and Crazy Dreams by Luke Combs. A song partly titled for this noun notes, for a while there, it was rough, and says, please stay, I want you, I need you, oh God. A Benson Boone song is titled for beautiful examples of, for 10 points,
Beautiful.
what noun?
Beautiful girl? Boy, Benson Boone, huh? Beautiful Things. Yeah, I did. I only kind of know one Benson Boone song and no Luke Combs songs. I think he covered Fast Car. It's the only Benson or Luke Combs song I know. All right, I was able to fraud my way through the Bruno Mars one, but Benson Boone and Luke Combs, nope.
Brandon Collier shouted, that ain't this character, while commentating on the Wombo Combo. This character reunites on Zone S with his future love interest, Kat Monroe, in a 1997 Nintendo 64 game. For 10 points, what Blue Avian is, like Peppy and...
Okay. I knew we were in... I don't know what happened there. I knew we were in... the Wombo Combo is a Smash thing, so I knew it was a Smash character. And then that 1997 thing was Star Fox Adventures, I'm pretty sure. Or was 1997 just Star Fox 64? Either way, I knew we were in Star Fox, and I was very, very tempted to just buzz in with Star Fox at that point. But blue tinged. There's one member of Star Fox that is blue tinged, and it's Falco. Not Slippy Toad, who's green, or Peppy Hare, who's kind of brownish, or Fox, who's also kind of brownish. So, it's a good sit there.
This man played Harry Wilson, a lawyer who joins a team of altruistic criminals on Leverage Redemption. He portrayed Artifact Guardian Flynn Carson in TNT's The Librarians.
That's Noah Wyle. I know Noah Wyle was on The Librarians. Also having a bit of a moment right now, Noah Wyle. There's no I? There's no I in Wiley? Huh. There's an Emmy. There's an Emmy in Wiley. Last question now. Let's see, maybe we can get a third 19.
A wealthy woman from this family owned General Foods and built the mansion Mar-a-Lago. Malto Meal is owned by a company founded and named for a man from this family who stayed at John Harvey Kellogg's sanatorium.
Okay, so
for 10 points, what family names a cereal company that makes...
Is that the Post family? Okay. 128. That's going to hopefully have a little better of a stat screen than last week. But The Jerk, I don't know. I don't know how many people who play this are going to know The Jerk. We'll see. Maybe we'll throw some Best Buzz animations up this week. Probably not. It's so hard to get Best Buzzes. Everybody, there's 10 every week, but they're so hard to get. But we'll find out. We will throw it to stats. right now. Thanks, Pass Jack. And hey, you know what, buddy? Good job. 120 points, 8 out of 10. Only missing a director's question, which we say is fine. And also a recent music question. I don't even remember what this question was. Things? Something about things? It was a Benson Boone question. I don't remember Benson Boone. 31st for the week. And oddly, 31st in the yearly rankings. In an odd bit of coincidence. Video game rank, 37th. Those are Ricky numbers. We got to bump those up. We put two 19s on the board. Get us for 5 for the year and for a first for the year. Thanks to my coworker telling me about this commercial and her son being in it. We got a best buzz on Sydney Sweeney. Always happy to put a best buzz on the board. I think we were a little bit behind on the jerk. We almost had best buzz on the jerk, but did not get it. That's it for week 8 here on Thinking Game Trivia. A good week 8. Better stats than last time for sure. If you want to play Buzzword yourself, you can go to naqt.com/buzzword. And if you want to help me out, you can like this video, subscribe to the channel, check out other videos on there, put a comment down there, just have some fun. Algorithm. Engagement. That's it. We'll see you next time for week 9.